Sunday, August 6th, the Dome Foamers podcast is back. I am your host, Christian Kruger. And as always, I'm joined by Neil Mieski and Brian Dorton.
This guy.
We are just Astros fans who love to talk about the Astros. So, boys, let's go. Episode 15, because we did a half episode middle of the week on the Justin Verlander trade. And look, two of us are together.
The twins.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
We are Brian Dorton and his family and friends are here in God's country of New Braunfels, Texas. So we spent the last 2 days drinking milk and cookies in the Guadalupe River.
It sure is warm. It is warm in this part of the country.
Yes, it is. That's why you have the rivers.
It is warm.
So we are together. We tried multiple locations today, and we are now at one of his friends from the great city of Pearland's condo. So here we are. Our title sponsor is Two Gringos Chupacabra Rub and Season All. Two Gringos makes the finest rub, salsa, chips, jerky, and marinade you've ever tasted. If you haven't tried their products, please do today, because you don't know what you're missing. The main thing you need to know about Two Gringos Chupacabra products is that they are so good because they only use the finest ingredients and never, ever take shortcuts when it comes to quality. This is why we are proud to have Two Gringos Chupacabra as our title sponsor. You can find them in a grocery store in your area and on their website at twogringoschupacabra.com. That's the number 2, gringoschupacabra.com. And thank you to the fine people there as we all use their products and love them. Neil, how you doing? How was the first week of football?
It's in the books. It was not bad, you know. Just getting back into the routine, getting up at, a little bit before 5 and out on the field by 6:15. So it's been good. Been good to get those guys back out there and just the start of high school football. It's always a good thing. So
Good deal.
We're good. All right. So let's do a recap real quick. We won today 9-7, 64-49 on the season, 5-2 for the week, 2.5 games back. Dorton and I predicted 5-2. I wish we were wrong, and Neil was right with 6-1. I give him a little. I'll give him a little props for going 6-1. Honestly, we should have been 6-1. Could have been 7-0.
Should have been.
Yes. So, but Dorton and I nailed it. I wish, again, we were wrong. So, Neil, what is your temp check since we're now past the trading deadline? And for 2 months, you said you're waiting. So I've been waiting for this. So how you feeling?
So again, it's your exaggeration on this 2 months is nothing new, but no, I'm excited. I feel like we should be excited. We made a big trade, got Justin Verlander, and we went 5-2 on the week. That's a good week. I think that I am excited to see this Orioles series. I think this is, I guess, as close to a little playoff baseball for the time being. I don't know, but I feel like our guys needed to trade. Our guys needed to see Verlander, and picking him up was a good thing. A little mojo. I guess we went 4-2 with Verlander, and Verlander, obviously suffered the loss on Saturday. Not because of anything he did, but I'm excited. I think we're going in the right direction. I feel starting to get a little worried about the Texas Rangers. I'd like for them to lose again, but again, I think if we take care of business, we're just getting in the start of August, and we've got 2 months to take care of our end, and I feel good that our pitching staff is in line. I'd like our bats to be a little bit better. I'd like Dusty to be a little bit better, but overall, I'm excited the direction we're going. And again, I'm going to stick with, even though it may not be realistic, I'm going to stick with my 95 win prediction. We're going to catch some fire here. You think it's hot outside? Minute Maid's fixing to catch some fire.
Dang, look at Mieski putting his foot down. I love it.
I do too. That's awesome.
He's been in Switzerland for so long. I love it.
Good.
I don't exaggerate any. All right.
Ever.
I would love. There's some things there I want to touch on because you brought up some good points. But I'm going to go obviously to our faithful Irishmen, and so Dorton.
Yep. So sweeping the Guardians, fantastic, looking great. Should have won Friday night. Should have won Saturday. We just didn't score the runs that we needed to. But
You're saying we should have won Thursday.
Sorry, Thursday night.
Yeah.
Should have won or Saturday. And then I don't know. I think you're absolutely right. Verlander coming in, it gave an obvious morale bump. And I think we'll see some things change going forward. I mean, we did see a lineup switch today. I didn't see Pena batting second.
By the way, we're 2-0 since that move, even though we decided to move him back yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, we are seeing some changes. Maybe Dusty's tired of being called incompetent by you.
No.
We're gonna touch on that.
Maybe he's learning. I don't know. But I think they're positive moves. I think things are going in a positive direction. I'm excited to see another start by Verlander. Hopefully, Friday or Saturday?
I think Saturday.
Yeah. And you're right, Neil. I like this Baltimore series. This Baltimore series is going to be like, what are we made out of? What can we do? What can we bring? It's going to be exciting. CK, you're going to be at a game or two this weekend, so
Sunday for sure.
Yeah.
Thinking about squeezing in Saturday, but definitely Sunday.
So maybe that's at least one win.
Yeah,
that we can get.
Good
luck.
Yeah. So look, 5-2. Neil said it. Dorton said it. I mean, that's a positive week. It's a positive momentum boost with JV, which if you have not checked out our reaction podcast that we did like a couple of hours after, it's on Spotify and all the other platforms on the Dome Foamers. Like, share, and rate and review. But to kind of get a temperature check where I'm at, and I'm going to touch on this because the schedule now matters. I think we're at 50 or inside 50 games. It's something. I mean, it's getting pretty close to that. Neil's the math wizard, so I'm gonna let him add up our schedule. But I'm trying to stay positive.
You don't have to, but yes.
We're leaving games out there that we should win.
Yes.
Direction if you started becoming positive.
I mean, he's great. And hey, look,
Why start now?
Hey, the team of the North, they're not losing. Now, they had a big injury today. I have not checked the status of it because I was in the river with this guy, the Guad. So I need to do some follow-up, but Josh Young supposedly fractured his thumb. I don't know if he got hit or what, but that's probably the American League Rookie of the Year right now.
I didn't hear about that.
And yeah, I got text on it. And again, it was when I was checking my phone, making milk and cookie runs back to the river. So I have not. And again, I mean, we need to go and take it anyway. And the issue is they play the A's the next three games, and we play the Orioles. But I'm going to get into that in a minute. Let's talk about the Astros. Positives. We did what we needed to do to get Verlander. Swept the Guardians, which we should sweep the Guardians at home.
Agreed.
Took 2 from the Yankees. My only concern with that is Aaron Judge did nothing, and we lost 2 games. Now, the 2 games we won, we scored 7 and 9 runs, and Jeremy Pena was at the bottom of the lineup both those games. The 2 games we scored 3 and 1 runs, he was at batting now 2. Look, it's not all on Pena. But there is no way he should be hitting ahead of Jordan, Tucker, Bregman, and Chas McCormick. He should not. Now, let's not dwell on that. Let's dwell on the fact that Yonir Diaz has started one of the 4 games in New York, hit a 3-run home run on Friday, early, so we got a 3-run lead. Pinch hit last night and got 1 of 2 hits last night. Altuve hit a home run. Look, I'm okay. I am perfectly fine with a future Hall of Famer and Justin Verlander saying, I want Maldonado to catch for me. I am perfectly fine with that. My issue is we decided to start a JV lineup again, and I don't mean JV as Justin Verlander. I mean junior varsity, and gave Abreu a rest, which thank God we gave him a rest. But we put Kessinger at first base instead of Diaz, who's played there.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, what are we doing?
And there was
Kessinger's here for depth. He's not a Major League Baseball player. I don't care what anyone says. He's not right now. Maybe one day will be. I highly doubt he will be. But why is he taking at bats from Diaz? Again, I think Diaz should be the catcher 75% of the time. Mieski does too. Dorton does too. We're all in agreement there. Most of people that have a brain are. However, Maldonado, I guarantee you Maldonado was one of the pieces, or was one of the reasons Verlander came back. They are tight. They're close.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were texting
Agreed.
for days. Maldonado knew pretty early that he thought he was coming back. I have no problem with Maldonado catching a future Hall of Famer. If that's who the future Hall of Famer wants, fine. Why is Gray Kessinger playing first base instead of Yonir Diaz? Why?
So, yeah, and so this is a good time to even, and we've dabbled in this conversation about Singleton. I mean, is he just gonna tear it up down in AAA and
stay in Sugarland and hit bombs?
Yeah.
Okay, hit bomb after bomb.
Great point, Miesky. I do want to say this. We need to tap the brakes there. Now, do I think he should be up? 100%. I think he needs to be up and give him a shot. Give him 2 weeks and see what happens. But it needs to be a super short leash. But yeah, if you're going to play Gray Kessinger at first base, play the left-handed power bout of John Singleton.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and that was my point of, yes, and we're no bigger. I mean, there's no bigger critics of Dusty Baker than us. But at the same time, we do understand that you've got to keep some guys fresh, right? You got to roll some guys in and out. I mean, today's a perfect example. Myers has a great game, and we need a guy like Myers to be able to come off the bench and have these opportunities to get some confidence and start going into the right direction. Kessinger's not one of those guys, hopefully, that we're going to have to rely on.
100%.
Myers is.
Yes.
So I can see, like, okay, the Myers and I don't know what we do with Jolks at this time, but I mean, you got to, the only way to break his streak is give him another opportunity, or we would send him down. But again, who are we pulling up? Who's the guys? Who's the pieces to the puzzle? But as far as first base goes, if we're looking at an opportunity for somebody to come in and spell Abreu, how about the guy that plays first base at AAA who's tearing it up? I mean,
you can also DH. I mean, there's nothing wrong with DHing.
Yes. Well, I mean, it seems like every time I get on Facebook and I'm looking at, AAA Sugarland, I mean, he's hitting one out. I mean, I just think that there would be an opportunity for him to, at least, we got to find out. I mean, this guy's been in the show before. He knows the ins and outs. He hit rock bottom and he's back. So
I agree with you.
I don't know that it has to be Yonir Diaz, but I know it does not have to be Block Kessinger.
Yes, but at the time of this was Saturday's lineup, Yonir Diaz can play first base.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard Dusty say, "Oh, well, Gray Kessinger's a better defense." I'll try to keep this PG. I do not care. Like, it's first base.
Yeah.
It's not
don't give me-
shortstop or center field or
Don't
catcher.
give me Verlander needs a good defense behind him before.
Yeah.
Justin
I think he'll
Verlander
be all
also
right.
needs some people to score some runs
Amen.
to get to
Yeah.
win the ball game.
And turns out he did. I mean, we got 2 hits.
Yeah.
We got one, the first batter of the game, and then DH or pinch hitter. So
No,
yeah.
Altuve's was his second plate appearance, but your
Oh,
point,
it wasn't a leadoff. Oh, okay.
yeah, it was the
I-
second. But point
And
taken.
that was his 200th.
Yep.
That's pretty sweet.
So, all right, let's because we could talk about lineup construction forever. I mean,
Sure.
I don't understand it. I don't understand the moves. I mean, I think we said this. I don't know how many podcasts ago. Please, Dusty, someone listen to this podcast. Do not bat Pena number 2. It doesn't work. Last year was last year. This is this year. We have better hitters that get on base. I don't even care. I'm not going to sit here and talk about average and all this other stuff. Just on base percentage. Go by on base percentage.
It's 300. He,
Is
Pena's
it?
got a 3.
It was 297
Yeah, it's 300
on base.
on base.
On
Yes,
base.
correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we need
get him hot.
We need him.
Let him bat the bottom.
Yeah. I mean, again, that 2-hole. What day was it? Friday. I guess it was Friday. Whenever we had the Altuve to Bregman to Jordan to Tucker.
Yes.
I think it was.
Yes.
Is that order?
Same order.
I think,
same first 4 today. You know, it's
and
weird.
I think,
You know, it's weird is we scored 7 Friday and we scored 9 today in 1.
Huh, weird.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know how that all works.
But Dusty
But
knows.
Well, he's knows more baseball than anybody.
All
I mean,
right.
yeah. So it went Altuve, Bregman, Alvarez, Tucker, Diaz, Abreu, McCormick, and again, where McCormick fits in. I mean, McCormick didn't have a great week, but you know what? Neither did Bregman. Bregman, what did I say? 0 for 15.
He did not get a hit in the Yankees series.
Yeah. So, but you know, he finds ways to be relevant even when he's not hitting the ball. But it wasn't great for him.
It's about track record. Who's the better hitter, Alex Bregman or Jeremy Pena?
Right.
I mean, it's about track record.
It's not even close.
And on base percentage. But I mean, we could go on that all day. So Neil, I'm going to ask you this.
Okay.
I switch a little bit of gears. So you were the one that let us know on our group text. I missed the announcement. Now my job has been a little crazy this past week, but I didn't see this. But it was obvious. I found out, when I heard your Kitty was starting today, that they announced that they were moving France to the bullpen.
Yeah, I don't know what day that was, but I want to say maybe Friday, maybe Thursday. I'm not sure. Basically, I guess whenever they announced that Urquidy was going to pitch, that he was going to be the starting pitcher for Sunday's game, that was the role. Now, in my mind, when I heard that, my thought all along was what ended up happening today. We're going to pitch Urquidy a handful of innings. We're going to bring France in and finish this off. And just in my mind, this was designed. So I don't know yet if France is going to be long-term bullpen guy. But yes, the announcement was made.
Why would you not bring your Kitty and keep our best pitcher in the lineup, keep our best pitcher in the rotation
by numbers?
Frenchie.
I mean, since June 1st,
Frenchie is our best. Like it or not, Frenchie is our best pitcher in the rotation.
Well, he's got the best. I mean, like the 4th best ERA in the league.
Yeah,
something of that name. So
you're gonna bring him in, and you're gonna bring your Kitty in and send Frenchie to the bullpen, and not send your Kitty to the bullpen and let him kind of ease his way back in. I don't understand that.
Well, and the way, yeah, you're right, Brian. And the way that Javier's been going, I mean, maybe that guy just needs a reset. And that's the thing that we look at Javier and Brown sometimes like there's some grizzly veteran, and we forget that this
Yeah,
is this
they're
is their
kids.
first full year.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
their kids. Their
No,
kids.
Javier's full year was last year.
Yeah, but I mean,
Was he a starter all year?
Yes.
he was admittedly a
Yeah.
breakout
Yeah.
last
fair.
year. I mean, it was.
But you're right. I mean, there's not a ton of
This is
experience
his
there.
first established year.
But I mean, why does your Urquidy not pitching for 2 months? You're wondering his health. You're hoping he's healthy. Why does he get to go immediately back into the rotation and you bump the guy who's had the best ERA I could have sworn I saw the best ERA in the American League since June 1st.
It could be. No, and that's what I'm saying. It'll be interesting to see where this goes. Like, is this their long-term answer? And if it is, that's asinine. But if the plan was, let's get your Urquidy some innings, let's keep France pitching, I can go, okay. And let's
Well,
figure
your Urquidy looked great today.
oh boy,
I mean,
midseason form. So I don't know yet. We'll see where it falls, but it is interesting to see that, and we're such wusses. I mean, we baby the crap out of everybody. I mean, our guys sometimes it just, and I don't think it's the guys. I just think it's the management. But okay, your Urquidy's ready to pitch. He's ready to come back and pitch in the major leagues. But we're going to prepare for him to just ease into the process. And I'm like, oh my gosh, just he's either ready or he's not. And granted, 3 innings in, he wasn't good when we pulled him and probably should have anyways. And
the win today? I forget.
Frenchie.
Oh, right. Frenchie got the win.
Frenchie had 0 earned run. Now it wasn't, and Neil said this before we recorded. It wasn't pretty. I mean, he had 3 walks, which the walks are they're going to get him catching him. But
today, no guys, today the walks were, what did they end up walking, like 12 guys?
Well, how many?
13 probably.
I think it was 12. I know. But so he gave up one run unearned because of Jeremy Pena's botched error to start an inning off. Nice job, bro. I mean, I am so down on him, but I don't want to. I don't want to get down that road. I mean, Dubon can play short. He plays it pretty freaking well. That's Dorton's boy.
That's my boy. He's not playing right now.
Okay, so let me ask y'all this, Neil. Who do you think makes the decision? Who do you think makes the decision to bump Frenchie to the bullpen and start your Urquidy? The whole thing. So not just bringing your Urquidy back to throw to start, but to also bump Frenchie into the bullpen. Who makes that decision?
100% Dusty.
Okay. Dorton, who do you think makes that decision?
You would think the manager's making that call, but I mean, again, with this club, I really think we've got an owner going this way. I think we've got a GM going this way. And I don't know what direction Dusty goes in. And so who ultimately makes that call? I mean, probably Dusty, but I think there's also some input from other people when it comes to that.
I think it's Dusty.
Yeah, I do too.
I honestly, I hope Dorton's actually closer right than we are. But it's to the point, I'm to the point now, like I'm about to shift my frustration with Dusty to the front office, because this lineup BS and this decisions need to stop. And look, go back into history. He has been let go, quote unquote, fired from every organization for this same crap. Last year, Jim Crane took his side, didn't want to stay with Dusty, and let Click go because they weren't getting along on this same stuff. Click wasn't perfect, and there's some things Dusty right about that Click wasn't. So look, I'm fully understand that it's baseball. It's baseball decisions, but I'm now to the point where the organization front office needs to step in, and really Jim Crane needs to step out and let Dana do his job. That's what he was hired to do. and Dana needs to grow some balls and say, these are the analytics. So these are what I see with my eyes, whatever it is, because I know they work that stuff together. And what are we doing here? Like, you manage players on the field. Let's talk about scenarios. Let's talk about the next 50 games. I know I text you guys. I'm like, why is France not like? Why is he in the bullpen?
So I'll say this: we hired Dusty Baker to be the manager. He's the guy that is hired to make the decisions. I don't know.
Not necessarily all true. Well, you are right. We hired Dusty Baker as a soft landing for all the BS Major League Baseball stuff.
But we brought him back.
True.
We brought him back. So he's in charge of the day-to-day decisions on the field. And if you or I are in that dugout and we were hired to do that, I don't want some guy in a suit telling me how to do this and how to do that, because I would quickly turn to Dana Brown and say, well, then you need to come down and be the manager, which we might all go, yay, do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah,
right. So from the coaching side of things, I understand, like, I'm in charge of this. I'm around these guys. I'm in these airplanes. I'm in these hotels. I know these guys in and out. I know better than y'all. I get that mentality. I do. I understand that 100%. Like, I know I'm going to be judged. I know I'm going to be criticized. Kiss my butt. I've won before. I'm winning again, and I'm going to do it the way that I think it needs to be done, and I don't care what anybody else says, and that's okay. Like, that's okay. That really is. I think that's a good mentality, really, to have. Now, there needs to be some open communication between the dugout and the front office to where there's some trust. I mean, again, Dana Brown to Dusty Baker, there has to be some communication. I think the last person that needs to be involved is the owner. But I'm okay with Dana and Dusty sitting down and talking through some things and having the same vision, be on the same page. And that's where it gets dicey, in the fact that, in my mind, that who is Dusty Baker working for?
Yeah. Well, the rumor is Verlander doesn't happen until Crane steps in, right?
Which I think they have a relationship. I mean, part of that is true. I mean, I don't think you're wrong there at all.
Dana was not in the trigger. Dana was not giving up.
Clifford.
He was not giving up
Clifford.
Both of them. Yeah,
Clifford. Well, I know he did not want to give up Clifford.
Dana wasn't.
And we beat that up pretty good. Like, we know what we did.
Which he, by the way, I know the Verlander reaction. Clifford hit a home run with the Mets. But I mean, I'm on board with the 54 million. My point being, asking you guys that question is, okay, Neil, you sound like a coach, so that's fair, right? But it's one decision after another that is just mind-boggling, mind-blowing, doesn't make any common sense.
Oh, it aggravates the hell out of us.
I mean, Pena at 2. Yanier not playing. I mean, do you know the shortest right field, one of the shortest right fields in Major League Baseball is Yankee Stadium? And he's got power everywhere, but he can throw his hands and punch a ball. I mean, talking about Yanier, he has the second most power on the team after Yordan Alvarez. Straight raw power.
Yeah, he doesn't miss many balls.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying, he just got power. He hits it so hard. I mean, it just.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a very good batting average against lefties.
That's right. Yeah, he doesn't hit well against
lefties. It's not a great batting average. And we are definitely not going to give him more shots at hitting.
Okay,
because he doesn't have a good.
I know. Now I'm gonna look at the rest of the schedule. Every time we have a left game, he's not playing. All right. Let's move. The Urquidy France thing doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I think I think we table that a little bit to see if that's a long-term situation, or if that was we know we've got Monday off type of deal. And again, if you just started your Queedy today, well, then who was going to pick up those other innings? I mean, so in some ways, I'm okay with that. Like what ended up happening, I'm okay with that. And I don't know if they planned it.
I'm not okay with it because you just took the ball out of your best starter's hands over the last 2 months. You said it earlier. Javier, he's pitched out of the bullpen before. He's been struggling off and on. I mean, he could have been an option. I mean, your Kitty's pitched out of the bullpen before in the playoffs. It's not so much.
I'm curious to know if your Queedy would have given up no runs. How long are they keeping him in? So that's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on.
He would have been on a pitch count, no doubt.
Sure. So again, in my mind, I think they were stacked together. They knew what was going on. So why was it him?
Sure.
Why was it? It's because it was his turn in the rotation. So
you know
that's
what
my.
You know what you don't have to worry about though. You don't have to worry about your Kitty giving up no runs.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
So let's transition again to schedule. So I'm not gonna get our predictions yet, but this is a big week. The team up north is playing the Triple A's, and we're playing the Baltimore Orioles after off day tomorrow. So I have looked at the August schedule, the rest of the August schedule. The rest of the August schedule for the Astros is hard.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah.
It is. However, take a peek at the September schedule. 9 games in September versus Kansas City and the Triple A's.
I saw that.
And you got the Angels, you got the Mariners, which you're going to play them in their division. I think we play the Rangers so the start of September, which is the last
right after the Yankees.
That's right.
Right after the Yankees come. Yeah.
So, my goal here, why I want to bring this up, is we just need to stay close in August. And look, it's going to be a battle because our schedule is ridiculous. However, it gets better in September.
So I actually, it's funny you did that because I looked at it too. So while we're playing Baltimore, the Rangers playing Oakland, but then we play the Angels while the Rangers go to San Francisco. So we're kind of flip flopping, and so that kind of got my mind going, like what you ended up looking at. And so then we and it's weird because we've been on this Yankee trip. We come home. We go to Baltimore. Then we come home and we play the Angels for 3. Then we leave and go to the Marlins for 3.
Yep, I saw that.
And then we fly out.
We come right back, right?
And then we come back for Seattle. So when we play the Marlins in Seattle in 2 weeks, the Rangers play the Angels, and then the Brewers. So there's when you're looking at the next 10 to 12 games, we've got our quote unquote lesser non-playoff teams versus a playoff team, and they're just actually staggered. They're opposite of each other. So I think you're right when you say just keep it close, hang in there.
Well, we play Kansas City 6 times in September. They've already played them 6 times. So they don't play them yet. Yeah, that is good. And honestly, if you really break it down, like we play a lot of the same teams. They play Oakland, we play Oakland. They play Seattle, we play the Angels. Dorton's got it pulled up. They got 4 games with Toronto on the road, right?
Yep.
That's huge.
That's good.
They have a 7-game
road trip.
7-game road trip in Toronto, at Cleveland, then back home against Boston, and then Seattle. I mean, that could be.
And they end the year with 3 Dorton, because Dorton's got it pulled up, 3 in the Angels and 4 in Seattle. I'm telling you, man, September's where you got to do it. But September, we've got a 6-game advantage with the Royals, right? It's baseball. You never can just throw stuff in, but you got to stay close. The concern I have is, have you seen the wild card standings right now?
Well, I
They're
mean,
all
yes.
bunched in. I mean, it's all right there.
Well, just when we were talking about the Rangers schedule, I mean, look at the Seattle. Look at the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah.
They're,
And they
they're
sold, and they freaking sold at the deadline, idiots.
they're 3.5 behind us, and then the Angels, who were buyers, no bueno,
No.
no bueno. But yeah, no, I mean, that wild card is insane.
Jordan did pull up while we were talking. He pulled up Josh Young, fractured thumb.
Yeah.
So that's probably what did it say on there? 6 weeks.
It just
Easy.
undetermined multi-weeks. Undetermined.
So that's at least
multiple
that's 6 to 8 weeks. Got to be.
Easy.
I mean, I would say
And look,
end of the season.
Look, I'll say this.
Yeah, you're right, Brian. I think so.
Yeah, I'll say it. I never want someone to get injured, but I mean, I ain't gonna cry about it. You know, I mean, have we not gone through ours? You know what?
For sure.
Kind of their turn, and it's at a bad time. He was leading the Rookie of the Year thing for the American League, which Yonir would probably win it if he played. But enough about that. Man, it's gonna be crazy. You know, I think we mentioned this, a podcast or two ago. You got to scoreboard watch the team up north, but man, you better scoreboard watch the freaking Orioles, the Blue Jays, the Rays, the Red Sox. I mean, they're all right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this
for sure.
Toronto, absolutely. This is the time where one game, dude, like I hate blowing games now because this is when it comes nut crunch time.
I mean, Seattle's only
No doubt.
2.5 games back, So
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's so frustrating because we look at every game like this, and I know they do too. But when you get these lineups out there, and we send our side text of, so and so Pena or Diaz, Maldonado, when we see those lineups come out in mid afternoon for these night games, and we just lose our minds, like it's because of that. It's because we know. I don't know. It is.
What's 64 plus 49? 113.
So we've got 49 games left.
Dude, that ain't many.
Yeah.
I thought we were right around 50. Wow. All right. What do we need to go? Just us. I'm talking about us. I'm not talking about the team up north. Since we have a day off tomorrow, and then we'll transition here. What do you think we need to go record-wise to win the West of those 49? Don't look at the schedule.
No, I'm looking at we're 64 wins.
Oh, you're because you're so stuck on your 95.
Yeah.
30, we need 31 games, guys.
31 and 8.
31 and 18. 31 and 18.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
sounds fine to me. Which is really like, yes, that's
does 31 and 18 get it done? I don't think so, because you got to make it basically 3 games.
31 and 18.
31 and 18 gets it done.
That's so you're saying we're going to be 15 games over. No, 13 games over the rest of the way.
We have to be 3 games better than the team up north.
Yeah.
Which I guess they must have a game more than to play, or vice versa. Then it's 2.5, but
yeah, they've played one more than us, right?
They have 48 games left. So if they go, so this is where it becomes.
No, they've got 50 left.
50 left. So let's say they go. Let's say they go 30 and 20. 31 and 18 ain't gonna get it done.
Yeah.
You need them to go really. You need them to go. 28 and 22. Well, yeah. I mean, I hope they go 0 and 50.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're floating anytime soon.
Josh Young stuff's gonna hurt, and then we don't know when they're getting a Evaldi, but they need to go 28 and 22, and then we need to go 31 and 18. God, it's 31 and 18. Can we do 31 and 18?
In Dusty, we trust.
No, I don't.
And Dusty, we must. I mean,
Yeah, that's a good question. You would think 95 games would be enough, but
mm,
I mean, with the way the Rangers, I mean,
I can tell you this right now.
man,
If you don't go, I'm serious. If you don't go 8-1 versus the Royals and A's,
ain't happening.
I mean, maybe 7-2, maybe, but you cannot go less than 7-2 to have a shot. You can't.
Well, you're taking control out of yourself when you do those
That's right.
things, right?
That's
And
exactly
you're
right.
and you're and you're wanting, somebody to beat the Rangers. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's a good point, man. That
this
95 is a little scary.
it's where it's these three against Baltimore that matter a lot. It's these three against the Angels that matter a lot. That we're gonna look back and be like, man, we lost two to the Orioles. We should have picked those two up.
But we do that almost every series. To your point,
Well,
I mean, like
we should have won those two that we lost in
100%.
New York.
I mean,
And we're gonna look back and be like,
okay, real quick. I mean, I agree with you 100%. The Verlander game. I mean, that's on L. That's Dusty's L. I'm sorry, that's Dusty's L for the lineup. I mean, so really, we should not have won that game, considering the lineup we put out there. And Verlander gave up 2 runs in 7 innings. But if there's a different lineup out there, maybe. I mean, every freaking game matters. That's what's so frustrating about. Play your best players. This is nut cutting time. This is time to roll. This is time to play through injury. Get your best players in the lineup the right way, and get your best players out in the field. Period.
Yeah. And
Someone tell me Yanier Diaz is not one of our best players and best hitters.
do you guys remember Dusty doing these lineups this way, like so sporadic last year? I don't remember it. I don't remember it being
No,
this.
not probably not. I mean, he always has frustrated me a little bit, but I'll be honest. I think Abreu is a big problem. I think Abreu is a big problem.
Like where to put him?
Yeah, because he got hot for a month, and then now he's back to being freaking trash.
Yeah.
So you basically have to find a way to hide him, but there's potentials there based on track record, and he was trending. He really was trending in that right direction, and now it's just gone.
yeah.
I think he's a problem.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Well,
And
he's a problem in the line. I mean, the problem in the lineup. He really is.
yeah, and often we actually overlook him a little bit more than we should, because as bad as Maldonado is, he's not that much better. I mean, Pena not that much better.
And look, we all know where we stand on Maldonado. I think and Maldonado hit a home run today, and we do need to give props to Jake Myers. By the way, we'll get that in a minute. I don't have my phone in front of me. Maldonado either is 1 behind Abreu in home runs for the year, or he tied him today. That is bad.
Yeah. Yeah, not good.
So again,
not good at all.
As much as I'm on the Pena stupidity for batting 2, Abreu is a huge problem in the lineup. It's a massive problem because you can't hide him anymore. You cannot. And they are going to continue to pitch around. So Maldy's 1 behind. Dorton's got it pulled up. That dude, if I'm Jose Abreu, like, that's bad.
It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. You're absolutely. All right. Let's move on. We're blowing through this thing, which is a good thing, in the great town of New Braunfels, Texas, with the Irishman, as Neil gets to bask in the glory of seeing both of us at the same time on the screen.
I'm tired of seeing y'all hold hands. Y'all need to stop doing that.
I know.
This is being recorded.
All right, Mieski. Who is your Dome Phone Player of the Week?
So I'm gonna leave you guys, and I don't know that there was a lot of options really.
We did go 5-2.
Yeah, but I mean, there's one obvious one out there, that I'll leave y'all for y'all. Hopefully y'all pick that up.
I'll take it. I'll take it. It's Jordan. Jordan's mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, that wasn't even the obvious one I was thinking about.
No.
Really?
I'm going Dana Brown.
Okay.
I am. That guy gave us a chance to win this year.
Okay.
Think about how this conversation goes tonight had we not had Justin Verlander.
That's fair. You just need to give an assist to Crane, and
I'm sure, and I don't care. I mean,
that's fine. That's your dome phone, so you do whatever you want to with it.
Those guys, Crane said that Dana came running in to his office the second Scherzer
Yeah, they saw the money.
got picked up, and so I don't know. To say that Dana Brown had no role in it, I don't buy it. The fact, yes, is the owner involved for sure. They're buddies and play golf or whatever, but I mean, Dana Brown made a move. Time will tell whether it was the right one, but I think that I don't know. I think this 2023 season will be talked about because of that move. Time will tell whether it's positive or negative, but I'd like to sit down with Dana and have a dome phone with him.
All right, fair. All right, Dorton, go ahead.
Jordan.
Not Dubon.
Yeah, Dubon didn't really play that much this week. I don't know.
He did hose or whatever, John Carlos Stanton. Did y'all see that?
Yes, he's got an arm. He has a cannon.
As he was walking around the bases.
Yes.
I don't know what that was about. He was trotting for.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. But I
hate the Yankees.
The other possible dome phone. I mean, Jordan had 7 hits, 3 jacks. I
think he's hitting 400 since came back. I don't have it in front of me, but he hit another one today.
I mean, I think he had 3 home runs this week. He had 7 hits total. He had 4 or 5 RBIs. I mean, the guy's just he's crushing the ball. But I will say this: I wouldn't say no to giving Jake the Snake Myers a dome phone after today.
Would you let me give my own dome phone?
Go.
So, the obvious one is Jordan, because I do think he's batting like over 400. Since he's come back. I mean, the guy's been off for 2 months and comes back and rakes 400 with Dawn.
Yeah.
But because we needed the win today, and because I don't like any of my other options, I'm just being truthful.
What? How can you? There's an obvious one out there, guys.
Who?
Tuesday.
Huh?
Happened Tuesday night.
Oh. Okay, that's fair. I change.
Oh yeah.
Mine's going to Framber. Neil gets credit. Neil, you're right. You're right.
Y'all have had too much milk and cookies.
Absolutely, that is true. But Tuesday feels like freaking
3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
remember that time that Framber threw a no-hitter?
Okay, Neil, I get to give him the dome boner, but I've got to give Neil the credit.
I kind of thought that was the obvious one.
Yeah, and I go, Jordan, yeah.
No.
We did a reaction to the Verlander trade, and then that night, Framber throws the first left-handed no-hitter in Astros history, the 16th in club history, which is the most since 1962, since the Astros have been a franchise, which blew my mind.
That is crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. So, yes, it goes to Framber. Neil's right.
Yeah.
One walk away from a perfect game. I mean, he was vintage Framber. He pitches Tuesday against the Orioles. That'll be interesting because they can mash. I'm hoping Sunday. I'm taking my middle one, Brooks, man, for his birthday. We go every year to the game Sunday against the Angels. I'm hoping he pitches Sunday. I don't know if that's going to happen. They'll probably bring up Belak and pitch him or Blanco. But enough about that. Framber for the no-hitter. one of the best pitch games I've seen in a long time gets the Dome Phone.
Yeah.
I will give a shout out to Jake Myers because we do not win that game today without Jake Myers' 2 3-run home runs. Don't know where that came from.
No clue.
But we'll take it because it's a dub. So with that, I'm going to move to the prospect of the week, and this is going to be a little different because I did a little research yesterday. Astros future, Jimmy Price, who is phenomenal. That's where I get all of my prospect stuff from. So please look him up. They do a great job. He, not officially, but reworked his updated Astros prospect list after the Verlander trade. And I'm pretty close agreeing on it. But I'm going to run down the top 10 prospects that he currently says, because he's got, look, you can look at Keith Law, you can look at all these national guys and all their BS. Some of them still have agendas from the Astros. I can't stand them. This Jimmy follows the Astros and goes and sees these guys play. He is who I look at for information from the prospect list. So I am going to reference him and give him his credit. So his prospect list is Jacob Melton, number 1, the outfielder from Oregon State, who has over 40 steals, tons of power, tons of speed. We need to work on the hit tool, but he's 6'3", 220.
Yeah.
I think my favorite player is number 2, Joey Fido, who we've done almost all these guys on the prospect for this podcast. He's a little older, but I think he just hit his 20th yesterday. I think I don't know what they did today, but he's hit a home run in 3 straight games. I'm not sure what his major league position is. He's power, speed. He's played some third. He's played some second. He's played some first. He's played all the outfield positions. He was a guy that I didn't want traded. So I'm looking at him as the next utility guy and hopefully fight his way on to play. But he is just raking. Spencer Arrigetty's number 3. We talked about him, the best pitching prospect. Astros. Yeah, Neil really likes him. He's got a power fastball. Again, we need all the pitching we can get. Bryce Matthews, who they newly picked up in the first round, is 4. Shortstop, second base, center fielder. He hit a home run, I believe, the other day, his first one. Number 5 is Luis Baez, 19 years old. Doubles machine. Wow. They signed him through the international part of it. Interesting to watch him. Can absolutely rake. Another big guy. Corner outfielder. Number 6 is Colton Gordon, lefty pitcher we've had on the podcast. Left-handed, throws hard from the left side. Number 7 is Zach DeCenzo.
Yeah.
Who's been raking. Not sure they say third base. I'm not sure what his position is. Number 8 is Colin Barber, outfielder. He's been in the farm system for at least, this might be his 3rd year. Can fly. Not a power guy, but can absolutely fly outfielder. Number 9 is a pitcher, Andrew Taylor. And number 10 is Will Wagner, who was on my list.
Yeah.
Then he got hurt, and that is Billy Wagner.
Billy. Yeah.
Also, I think 3rd, second base, possibly corner outfield. So Melton, Fido, Arrigetty, Matthews, Baez, Gordon, DeCenzo, Barber, Taylor, Wagner are the top 10 prospects based on Astros future and Jimmy Price. Hard to disagree with any of that. Would love to see some movement. I would assume Melton like Loper Fido or promotions are coming. I would assume Melton's going to be in Corpus pretty soon and Loper Fido is going to be in Sugar Land pretty soon. So the farm, again, we've talked about this because this is my segment. The farm doesn't grade out very well. It hadn't in a long time, and yet we keep bringing people up here, and they keep developing and they keep performing.
Yeah,
Frenchie being the latest. Jolks has had his days, which he was on 0 prospect list. Now I'm down on him, but I mean he is what he is, but it's not all about these Keith Law, Baseball America dudes who don't go and see these guys play and have agendas. A lot of it's crap. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Any questions on the new top 10 after the Verlander trade? Oh, Corey Lee
No.
is off the list.
Yeah.
Who?
Corey Lee's off the list.
Never heard of her.
Never. Yeah. He sounds like a
man. Some people did not want him traded, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, okay, bye." So he's got a very weird. People are all over the map on him. So
He sounds hideous.
he hits hideous. Okay. Now we're going to move on to Neil's part, the throwback player of the week, that is sponsored by the great people at Victoria Equipment Auction and our friends there. And at Victoria Equipment Auction, their number one goal is to get you the best price for your equipment in a hassle-free and professional manner. Whether you're part of a large corporation looking to clear old equipment out of your inventory, or an individual interested in selling a single piece, Victoria Equipment Auction is ready to go to work for you. Just drop off your equipment and we will take care of the rest. VictoriaEquipmentAuction.com. Call Clay at 361-935-2444 to arrange your equipment to be auctioned off at their auction next
Saturday,
August 12th. I am going to make it down there and check out their auction with Kenny and Kevin Griffin, and looking forward to it. Great people there. Call them. They do a great job. So, Neil, now that we've got the sponsor taken care of, here's your throwback player of the week.
So, sometimes I let you guys in on who it is or give hints, and you guys may figure it out between the time that happens and this recording. But you guys, you River Bandits, have no clue what I'm about to throw out to you.
None.
I'm scared.
Zero.
Scared.
This guy is an outfielder in the time, again, our era, I say we could call it the golden era, but we didn't have many golden memories that were good as we were growing up. But this guy was an outfielder for us. He wore number 17.
Pass.
Kevin Largemouth Bass.
And I did not know this.
You didn't. Well done. So Kevin Bass is our throwback player of the week. Kevin Charles Bass, born May 12th.
512.
1959. Drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers, which I didn't know that, in 1982. So the Brewers picked Bass in the second round of the 1977 draft, and then he makes his debut in 1982. Bass ends up getting traded to the Houston Astros with Frank DePino.
Wow.
So the Astros get Kevin Bass and Frank DePino, and we send off Mike Madden and Don Sutton. I'm sorry, I take that back. And we get Mike Madden, and we send the Milwaukee Brewers Don Sutton in August of 1982. So as far as Kevin Bass goes, 1986 was the year that he basically explodes. Yep. And has
why he was one of my favorites, man. That was a good time.
No doubt. So he that year, let me see, where he ends up being an all-star in 1986, which, again, somebody tell me where the all-star game was held in 1986.
Astrodome.
The Astrodome, right? Don't foam. And so he plays 157 games, ends up his batting average was 311. His OPS was 842, and his OPS plus was 134.
Damn.
Yeah, Big Kev. Has 20 home runs, 79 RBIs, 22 stolen bases. Unfortunately, he was the guy at the plate in Shea Stadium that ended the 86 season. And, the 16 inning fiasco or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so 1986 for Kevin Bass was the year. Had some good years after that with Houston. Ends up getting traded signed in 1990 with. Does anybody remember where he went?
San Francisco Giants.
God, sometimes I hate it, but you're right. Sometimes. So he goes to play with the Giants. and from 90, 91, and 92. In the middle of the 92 season, he gets traded to the Mets, finishes off that year, and actually he comes back to the Astros for 2 years.
I knew that. I didn't know it was that long. I thought it was like a couple months deal. I didn't know it was for
yes.
2.
So for 3 years, he's gone. So he goes San Francisco in 90, 91, and 92. He splits it between San Fran and New York, comes back to us in 93 and 94. And then bonus points if you tell me where he ended his career.
I don't get bonus points for knowing he was at the Giants.
And that he was number 17.
Yeah.
Blue Jays.
No.
It was an American League team.
I know it was. Just give me a second. I'm not Googling.
That's good.
Wow.
Baltimore Orioles.
Yes. That's exactly who it was. You two slaps. Yeah. So he ends in 1995, his last season with the Baltimore Orioles, and basically calls it a career. So really, there's nothing flashy, no great miraculous story that I could find on Bass. The only thing was that at the time he became the 15th ever switch hitter to hit a home run from each side of the plate in one game. I mean, that was about the depth of
That's
his
cool. Career home runs.
Career home runs.
And then we'll wrap up.
Let's see here. I'm going to give you an over-under.
Okay.
All right. I'll give you an over-under on his career home runs. 128. And he played 14 years.
Over.
Under.
It was under. He had 118.
I mean,
career batting average, over under.
No, I'm not pushing my luck.
Brian needs to get something right today. Career batting average, over under. 266.
266?
Yeah.
Under.
Over.
I'm undefeated.
Yeah, so for career, he had a 270 batting average, 323 on base percentage, slugging was 411, and so his OPS for career was 735. So his OPS plus for his 14 years in the majors was a 105. So he was always, he was always known.
Solid player.
Yes, he was always known more offensively than defensively. And when I'm looking at some of his defensive WAR statistics, it's not all that great, other than 86. In 86, he was pretty good, but just interesting to look at some of this stuff. And
I wonder what his numbers would have been in the juice box.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, for real. Because in 86, that was his most home runs that he had that year. That was 20. And so then 87, he hits 19, and then 88, 14. So when he goes over to the Bay, he hits 10 one year, and that was the most after that point in time. So that's a good point. Hitting in the dome was
well, Candlestick Park wasn't fun either with all the wind.
No.
That's a good one. That was one of my kid, man.
I love Kevin Bass. Yeah,
we all loved Kevin Bass. I know we did. That was, that was our time. We're sitting out there in the outfield, $5 cheap seats, and hollering Bass. And what a good dude. We always got a smile on his face, and glad he was an Astro.
That's a good one. Well, thank you for that, man. That's another one to put to chalk away. Now we get to go to predictions for the week. Off tomorrow. 3 against the Orioles, and then 3 against the Angels. So Dorton,
4-2.
Ooh, he had it ready to rock.
Yeah, we lose 2 Baltimore, and then we sweep this weekend.
Ooh, I would like that. All right. I don't like losing 2 to Baltimore, but I like
there, but I think that's
All right. Well, Dorton was ready, man. I'll cheat a little bit, not cheat, but I have looked. It does not look like we're going to see Shohei. I mean, we have beat him twice already this year, but I'm just saying, it didn't look like we were going to see him when I looked briefly. But Neil,
I'm going 5-1.
yeah. Oh, I hope
We
you're
we are going to go into Baltimore with Valdez, Javier, Brown. I I mean, obviously the one that worries me the most is Javier.
sure.
Brown
Yep.
Brown walked into Yankee Stadium and said, I'm going to take care of business. Valdez, I don't know if you guys remember, he threw a no-hitter the other day.
Yeah, he was the dumb phone player of the week for me.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
you were right on top of that.
Yeah. So I'm saying we win 2 or 3 there and screw the Angels. We're coming home and we're going to take care of business. Now, Verlander Friday night against the Angels at home. I mean, that's the scheduled pitcher. You're assuming your Queedy.
I might go to that game.
You're assuming your Queedy is Saturday, so I'm sure you would not want to go to that game. And then Sunday, I'm not sure if they would roll back over on Valdez or not. So I know you're talking about going this week, but Friday may be the night to go.
I've never sat in the Crawford boxes. I never have. And, obviously it's for my middle Brooks man's birthday. So we are sitting Sunday front row of the Crawford boxes. I cannot wait.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So
Maybe to take one off the face.
I'll catch one, man. All right. I love not doing the same as Mieski just because it's usually how I like to do it. And then Black Cat over here, we teamed up and got this week. I'm going Mieski. We're going 5-1. We're gonna lose 1 to the Orioles, and we're gonna shove it in the Angels every game.
Yeah,
that would be great.
We're going 5-1. It's time to leave a mark. Verlander's first home start. Love it. Build the momentum. I'm going to be there Sunday. Let's go.
Right.
5-1.
Sounds great.
Yep.
I don't have anything else. We try to keep this at a decent time. I do want to say, please like, share, follow, rate, and review. We get multiple emails, text messages, stuff on Twitter, TikTok, and people give us feedback. We love it. Please keep doing it. Go back to the Verlander reaction. We've got other ones out there. And for a Sunday night, this will be posted sometime tomorrow. All I'm going to say is appreciate those people that listen and those that are new. Boys, go Stros.
Go Stros.
Go Stros.